All right. So I know I'm gonna edit in, I guess
An intro.
like an intro maybe at some point, but I guess we can just start. Hello. Thank you for checking out our podcast.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate
My
it.
name is Veto, and me and Tenshudo are going to talk about an album, about Dojin albums. It's a Touhou album today. Well, who would have thought? What are we going to talk about today?
We are going to talk about Present Day, an EP by Anoare that was released at Reitaisai last month, May 2019.
I think this is Reitaisai 16.
That's correct.
I was just guessing. I didn't put it in my notes here, but it is their 9th CD. They're like a Touhou instrumental. You could call them post rock, I guess.
Can you really? Well, some of their stuff is.
Yeah. I guess some of the songs here aren't even really. We'll get to that, but I was actually surprised because it's already been 4 years since they started, but I only heard about them last year. And this is like their 9th CD, so it's just like, I mean,
yeah,
I guess that's still pretty young.
It's like where have we been all this time? But then again, so the main member, or perhaps the only member, Nakajima Miya, he's part of Last Little While, which also is about the same time. They started up like 2014, 2015.
Really? I didn't realize he was also a member of Last Little While. I should check out what they're doing recently. Like I have Wired, which was their 7th CD, and then apparently they released a CD last year for fall Reitaisai in October, and I had no idea. So it's just like, ooh, I gotta like call my art, like my Twitter feed or something. I don't even know how to keep track of stuff.
Yeah.
So Nakajima Miya is like the main guy, I guess. But
seems like he's the only.
Well, no, because on the website and like for the past few CDs, apparently, I guess a couple of his friends have been helping him do arrangements. And you're the one who owns the CD. I don't own this CD, but
it's true.
They're credited as there's 2 other credits, Yuki and Moti. I don't know if in the book, and I don't know if you have time to find where your CD is. If there's like credits for individual songs.
Oh yeah, my bad. You know what? I can check really quickly. I've got it.
Yeah, no worries. We can always edit it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely cut this part out. Yeah, seriously, where the hell is it?
You just ripped it like a little while ago. While ago.
I know. It's true. I did.
Well, if you can't find it, that's fine. I mean, it was just something I put in the notes here, and maybe I should have brought it up before.
Yeah, no, I think it is helpful and informative if I actually, grab the CD. It's lost.
Well, that's fine. We'll just
lost
cut
forever.
out the whole bit. So, one other thing I have just to note before we start digging into the tracks here is this is actually the 3rd CD with Satori on the cover, which I thought was interesting. Maybe it's not like, it's kind of just like an extra thing, I guess. It's not really important, but I thought that was just like, oh, someone's got the Satori blues, I guess, because from Wired, and then the CD that I missed, which was apparently called Weather Break. I mean, do you have that one?
I don't. If I had known that you didn't have that in your collection, I probably would have swooped on it. I mean, like the ones that I picked up are basically all the ones that you told me to get. I knew nothing going in. Yeah, just looking at the past 3 albums or releases have all featured Satori. So it looks like Weather Break has a heartfelt fancy range. Wired has Third Eye and heartfelt fancy. And this one, the one we're
also
discussing,
has heartfelt fancy.
like you and oh lord, what's her name? Duahan Sekibanki. Oh, I respect it.
All right. I think that's all we have to say before we actually dig into the songs, right? You don't have anything else?
Not really. I guess I have one more thing to mention regarding just the present day album in general. The album art is done by Kome, I believe it says. They have a pretty solid following on both Pixiv and Twitter, and they have many Idolmaster drawings, so they're great in my book.
Oh, this Wako illustration is really good. Yeah, that was something I didn't even think of to check out the illustrator. But no, I do like the cover art. It's a very clean, it's not shade. Like I like that flat color look. Like I'm a fan of simple, more simple illustrations. So I do like the
really
design
simple,
of this album
simple
art.
presentation.
Yeah.
Kome has also done both Wired and Weather Break, and who knows how many others that they've done, but definitely those past 3. So that's cool. I'm assuming they're friends.
Probably that's usually how it ends up going.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. So we'll just jump right into the tracks then.
Yeah. So this is 7 tracks, and it's I actually don't know how long is the overall thing, like 20, 25 minutes or so?
Yeah, something like that.
Almost half an hour. Yeah, almost half an hour. So it's not too long, which I like. I'm not a huge fan of like double albums and stuff,
Yeah.
I get tired after a bit. So the first track starts off with on a mooned insect arrangement, Firefly. And, it's really it starts with like this Spanish guitar rhythm, like it's fun. They did it, I think. But then like right after it's over, it goes into like this weird clashing part.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I'm into it, and I'm not sure if this was like a good. I mean, it's just my opinion, right? But I'm not sure if it's the best song to start the album with. But you said you actually were at the event at Reitaisai 16, and you were able to buy the last CD that they had. So
exactly.
Clearly, other people there's at least a small following, big enough to buy out all the CDs.
Yeah, I can't speak to how many copies he printed, but
yeah,
I guess popular enough to sell out. And I guess
what I'm getting at is he's popular enough that they can just put a song that's not immediately catchy as the first track.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure if I was making this, like if I made this, I don't know if this would have been the first track to start with. I may have done this as like the second track. But I probably would not have led with this song. That's really all the notes I have to say about this one.
Okay.
What did you think about it?
I mean, I thought like the intro, just like the first minute, I thought it was a great start to the album. It's got a lot of energy. I like the guitar licks for the lead. And then when it shifts to like I think this will be a common refrain with my opinions. When it shifts to like the source melody, Mooned Insect, it feels kind of weird. Like it's like a tonal shift from what we've already been listening to, for that minute, and then it shifts over, and I don't know, the chords feel kind of off. It's like it's got groove. I like the the drum pattern.
Right. I think they did it like a mode change, like it did like a mode change or something. Like it just like shifts. Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm a fan of that.
I have a note here that at about 2 minutes, there's like a weird clashing bass part. Oh yeah. It's like it's just like this slower guitar part, and then the drums and the bass come in, and the bass is just playing like this completely clashing part, like this part that's not even. I mean, it's probably. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's in key, but I don't know. I don't even know, man. And then it goes back to the source, which is already kind of weird and forced. So it's like this was just a weird song. definitely it's definitely memorable. Like, I remember it's weird. It's just like so.
Yeah, I
It's
think
got that going for it.
yeah, what'll really stand out for me is just that like awkward shift. But from like the perspective of someone who's listening to this for the first time, and if they have like the same sort of impressions as I do, maybe they might get the feeling that this will be a recurring theme with the rest of the songs in terms of like how it incorporates the source melody. But hopefully that's not the case. And so
I don't think it's the case actually for this album. Although if you're listening to this podcast, like you might not have heard this before. So like the album. So if you were to jump into the record blind, then you might get turned away maybe. But yeah, it's fine. It's Doja music, so
yeah,
you can do whatever you want. So the next song is a Secret God Matara arrangement. It's a hidden star in all seasons. I have not played the game.
I have not either.
I actually, what was the last? I'm going to be honest. I'll level with you. I have not played a Touhou game since Double Dealing Character.
That's better than me. My last one was 10 Desires. It was like what 2012?
That was the one. That was like the year or two before Double Dealing Characters. That's not. You're not too. Yeah, it was only like a year or two behind. It's just that now have been like two fighting games and two mainline games,
and like a couple.
And there's a new one coming out. I think this comic yet.
Yeah, because the demo came out in Reitai side.
Yeah, so it's just like maybe I should listen to some of these source songs. I haven't listened to them really. I don't know too many of the newer songs, and there's like another. Anyway, the source song for this song, it's called Backdoor, but my note here just says this groove rips. So I have starred this song. I do like this song. Like it immediately starts off with like this sick like groove, and there's a riff which I'm gonna assume is part of the source, like part of the original song. Just because it sounds like something, like sounds like a Zune melody that's just played on a guitar. So
yeah, I did listen to that like very briefly, and it is sort of like this hard rock, like driving sort of feeling, and there is
in the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just say, bass solo kicks ass.
Where's the bass solo?
Yeah, that's like bass slapping.
Where? Where's it?
At like 320. Yeah, 320. Dude, it's there. You'll know.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't write a note about this, but listening to it just now, I'm wondering if I can never tell if stuff is like actually played or it's just sampled now. The only other note I have for this song is that at the 2-minute mark, when the main source comes in as a lead, and everything else seems to like drop out a lot of the parts drop out. Like it's still like the lead of the song, and like the drums and the bass are going out, but like in the beginning of the song, there's like 2 or maybe 3 different guitar parts playing along, doing that like that grooving pattern. And then so when they solo this lead, like this is the chorus, I guess, because it repeats. I think at least twice. A lot of those previous instruments just like drop out, so it sounds kind of bare during the chorus.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a rhythm guitar hanging out in the left channel, but it's really like, yeah.
Yeah, and that might be like a mixing thing, but like if it just feels like it starts really strong. Like the song starts really strong with all of these different patterns playing, but like it's still grooving. So it was just like, oh man, it feels kind kind of empty now.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Still good song though. I liked it.
Yeah, very solid. I think my other impression is that sort of like it's kind of in terms of like style, I guess. So like Firefly has like some groove in it, but Backdoor seems like very straightforward rock, which is, absolutely no problem. I'm just wondering if like I mentioned, from like a perspective of someone who's listening to the album for the first time, I guess you kind of it's fair to like expect, like a consistency with if it's like the same composer across a single release. I think it's fair to expect it, but at the same time, like, you're not obligated to do that.
Right.
So that was just something I found interesting when I first checked it out.
What, that they sounded pretty different between the first and the second tracks?
Yeah, and it sort of alternates back and forth.
Going back to what I was saying about Firefly starting the album, what I was really thinking, like getting at was maybe they would have started with Backdoor and put Firefly as the second song. I don't know. That's not my choice to make, obviously, but I feel like that would have been maybe a stronger album starter, even if it's not like I think there are better songs on here, but definitely I feel like Backdoor would have been a good like album starter, just like coming in like that strong. If you were going to start with a rock song.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, you know what might be an even better opener? The one that we're about to cover next. That would be the Stream of Time.
Let's talk about it. Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, it's got a real spicy intro riff.
Yeah, and that's the source. Which is tomorrow will be special. Yesterday was not. Yeah, this was a good one. The only note I have for this one is that once the song actually starts after that intro riff for 20 seconds, like the band actually kicks in, this song sounds like just a slower retractable arrangement. it was my thought about this one. And that's not a knock on retractable, clearly. I have not listened to a lot of retractable, but what I have listened to is just like this crazy, frantic, nigh unplayable, fast rock and like pico rock, I guess sometimes. And it's just like this felt like that, or what I imagine more retractable sounds like, just slower, just a little slower, you know?
Yeah. I would compare it to have you ever listened to Marmalade Butcher?
Yes, I have. And
it's that, but 20 BPM slower.
Yeah, right. That would be another comparison. I didn't even think of them, but yeah, I have heard of them, and I have listened to some of them, and it's that. Yeah, I definitely. So we were on the same wavelength basically. Because I'm like,
yeah, absolutely.
I get it, because Marmalade Butcher is also like this frantic rock band, right?
Yeah,
it's like this crazy fast. Not necessarily like all the time melodic, but just like really frantic is like the only word I could use to, like, that I can think of right now.
Yeah,
that's so funny that we thought of basically the same thing.
Well, great minds think alike.
I do have this one starred as well. I did like this one.
I will say it doesn't have an awkward shift. Looking at you, Firefly. But yeah, a lot of energy, like chaotic guitar licks, and just a lot of fun in general. It's like once you listen to like that intro riff, it's sort of like you're in for a good time.
Right. This is a short song too. Is this the shortest song here? It is. It is. I didn't realize that until I just looked just now, but it is the shortest record here, or song on the record. That's the problem with fast songs.
Yeah,
they end up being really short, even though you go through like, okay, I'm gonna go to like three or four different parts. And it's just like, oh, the song's over now. It's only been 2 minutes, but
yeah,
good song. So. So the next song is we're hitting the halfway point here. It's Last Remote, which is obviously a last remote arrangement.
Shocking.
Love the good naming sense here. So this one is I don't want to.
Let it out, man.
So the source, it's fine. The intro is just like basically just straight up the source, and it's just really easy to arrange that to a metal band. Like Foreground Eclipse did this like 10 years ago, and probably even more bands before and after them have done like this same kind of intro. And I'm just like, that's whatever. That's the source. That's fine. Now, I have a real problem with this song because they tried to do like a metal, like this is just like a metal song basically. They use different drum samples and they sound like absolute shit. The snare especially sounds really bad to me, And then like you can go back to the previous song, which is like the kick is like that, that metalcore thumping, like really loud kicks, and they're using like a high gain guitar, and I don't know, it just doesn't sound. It sounds really thin. High gain guitars are hard to get right when you're modeling amps, because I'm not expecting people to record their amps unless you're like Crow's Claw or something, and you have your own studio and you can just record your amps. Because I don't get the high gain sound right all the time. That's why I avoid it as often as possible. But I do not think this song, the way it sounds, is representative of how, like it to me, it's just distracting. Like I don't even know how I feel about the song, like arrangement wise, just because I don't like how it sounds. Like it's fine, I guess. It's whatever.
Yeah, that's my impression. It's fine for what it is. So the hi-hat, I need to speak on it. They've added some effect on it. Just probably make like a flanger or something. It's really, really distracting.
I didn't even notice that the snare
it's really like sort of pierces through the mix.
Not only that, but it sounds like they put like a spread on it. Like it's bouncing between my left and right ears right now.
Yeah.
Like, what happened during the mixing of this song?
Yeah, it's really something.
It's Dojin work. It's fine. We're just saying. We're just saying.
just saying, man. The other note I have is, like, despite the composition or the mixing, Nakajima Mia, he is going ham on guitar.
Oh yeah, like this solo is I remember there's a solo, so
Yeah, there is. In a few places he gets real cute with like one of those pinch harmonics. I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice. Good for you.
But I can't do that. Fuck.
No, mine sound like shit. So like there's nothing wrong with like a straight up, like straightforward arrange of the melody. No. Sometimes it's hard, like some melodies are hard to work with, or they don't offer much like leeway. But in a different sense, maybe that's what some people are looking for.
Yeah, I think that's and I know I've spoken to you about this before, but like people who do metal covers of video game songs, like I feel like that's why those people can gain popularity from that, just because that's kind of, people want that familiarity but just like slightly different, so like taking that kind of easy arrangement there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know, that's not personally what I'm interested in. So there's nothing wrong with this song, but it's just not something I could ever see myself really coming back to outside of the context of listening to the full album,
I'm with you on that one.
We can get to what I think is the best song on the album. It's Flection, which is an arrangement of Sunny Milk's Scarlet Mist Incident, which is a song I did not know existed and is actually just partially a medley.
It's an arrange of like an arrange of two melodies. So I looked it up.
And it's on
This
one.
is
I had to look it up too.
yeah, this is part of a CD that comes from the first volume of the Strange and Bright Nature Deity manga series. So that's cool. Like you said,
cool.
I've never heard of this.
But yeah, it's like it's three like original. Well, obviously the first one's this medley, like this song, Sunny Milk's Scarlet Mist Incident. But this song, the source song, is an arrangement of Sunny Rutile Flection, which is where the song title comes from, and UN Owen, which is clearly in
it's there.
His arrangement here. You can hear it very clearly. It's such a famous melody. You'd think people would get tired of it, but it's classic. You can't stop it. I'm a fan when it's done well, and I think this song is done really well. So when you hear you and Owen come in like halfway through, like very clearly, and I thought that was very nice. Like, oh, it's been like playing around with this other song this whole time, and then you and Owen comes in like, this is nice. I like this song a lot. One critique I do have about this song is the intro is very weird to me. Not the notes being played, not the melody being played, but it sounds like a classical acoustic guitar that's being played, and I can't tell if it's sampled or if it was just badly recorded, but there's just so much like noise on the guitar, and I don't know if that was like it had to have been intentional. It's just so or it might be like the synth pad that's like also behind it, like trying to give it that airy thing, but I don't think it sounds that great. I think the idea for that intro is really good, but I don't know if the execution was like the best it could have been, you know? And that's just for the intro, because I forget if there's other like sections where that guitar part plays soloed, but listening to it again, it might be just like the synth pads that are like playing quietly, but it's
I will say that the acoustic guitar and the synth pad, they don't show up outside of the intro, like the first minute. And I think it really says something about like how good like the other 2/3 of the song is, that despite that first third, you still consider this the best track on this album.
The arrangement is really strong, I think. Like this song, like after that intro, which I'll say again, I think the melodic idea of the intro and like the instrument choice for like the classical guitar sounds like really good. It's just like something like I really don't know if the guitar is sampled or if it's just the pads that make it like feel noisy and stuffy. But like once the rest of the band kicks in, this song grooves, man. Like this song is really good.
Yeah, I want to follow up on what you mentioned a few minutes ago about how You and Owen is just such a classic, like memorable melody that, if I don't really listen to Touhou music or Dojin music these days, but coming in, looking at like what they say the source melody is, I've never heard of it. I didn't look it up. And so listening to it and hearing like you and Owen come in, I'm like, damn, this rules. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Right, exactly. I wasn't looking at like the source songs when I was listening to it the first time. So I'm like, when you and Owen came in, I'm like, wait, but what was this a you and Owen arrangement all along? And then I looked it up, and it's Sunny Milk's Scarlet Mist Incident. I'm like, well, what the hell is this? And then when I looked that up, I'm like, oh, Zune did a medley, and they're arranging that medley, and it has you and Owen in it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That was really fun. I really did like that a lot. it was a fun little bit in there. You listen to just as much Dojin music as me, and that's to say, not a lot. We don't have a lot of time to listen to music.
In my gory days, yeah, absolutely. But I'm washed now.
No, same. That's kind of the purpose of the podcast, so that
We're getting back into it.
have an excuse to listen to some music, like make some time to listen to some music, and then we can talk about it. And hopefully, if anyone listens to this and they can share in, I guess, the experience of listening, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ideally, you'd come into this after listening to it, but you can listen to it first. Anyway, I do think this song is the best song on the album here. I also have a note here: the guitar solo is sick. I don't remember exactly where that is or what exactly it sounds like, but I made a note of it. So clearly, the guitar solo is sick.
Oh yeah, it's around like the 3:45 mark. It bangs.
Oh yeah, that was so sick. Okay, I just caught a little bit of it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good. But that's all I really have to say about this one. Very, very cool arrangement. I like it a lot. If there's one song
that you would recommend,
people, yeah, if I could only recommend one, it would be this one.
It's good. It's a good song.
Good. So this is in Japanese, Anata no Mieru Oka. The heights you'll see is my liberal translation of that song title. The heights you'll see. Oka is hill, or height. Heights. I don't know if it's like actually like small hill or like. I don't think it means mountain range. So I just went with like the places you'll go and the things you'll see. So the heights you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, it's the hill, the heights or hill that you can see. So that's the name of the song. It is a Phantom Ensemble arrangement.
It's shoegaze.
Yes, these last two tracks are definitely last little while B-sides or something. I like this song. I didn't star it, but I do like the synths. Like those the offbeat synths that come in at the beginning and then they show up halfway through in parts. And this song has a lot, or at least a few different compound time signatures and the mode changes. It's a very interesting song, and I even wrote here I like it a lot, but I did not star it. So I guess it was right on the line, or maybe I didn't want to star a fourth song since I starred Backdoor and The Stream of Time and obviously Flection were the songs that I starred. DeMarc is like, oh, I really like this one. But I do like this song as well, a lot. So good song. Yeah, I didn't actually bother to figure out what time signatures it was changing to, but it's definitely not in 4/4 for the entire song.
Right.
Which I think, which is I really like, I'm in that phase of my life where I like alternate time signatures, right?
It's not a phase, I swear. It's a lifestyle.
What did you think about this one?
I think the thing that that stood out to me most is, well, like you mentioned, the mode shift. It's not as jarring as, I'm gonna say this again, as Firefly. I think it's neat. The wall of sound that they've got going on here, it's kinda, I'm not a fan of it. I think Heartfelt does it better. It comes across more as like noise to me personally.
Really? That's interesting. We'll get to Heartfelt after this one, but I'm gonna bring this back up.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, yeah, I think it's good. I'm on the same wavelength as you, on the border of star or not star. It's solid.
Yeah, well, then we can move on to the last track then.
Yeah.
Heartfelt, which is a who could have guessed this? It's a heartfelt fancy arrangement, right?
Wow. Shocker.
I never would have guessed. This song is like 8 minutes long. It's just straight up an 8-minute shoegaze jam, I guess.
Yeah, just a drawn out long jam, 8 minutes, because it's the ending. All the cool kids do it.
Yeah, when you say that, I get it. What did you think then?
I mean, I really like it.
Hmm.
I'm just joking about how you see this pretty often about how the last track is the longest.
Yeah, like when you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, that does happen quite a bit. I can probably think of a few different examples off the top of my head from albums that I like where the songs are all normal lengths, no, quote unquote normal, like three minutes or so. And then the last song is just like a 10-minute epic.
Yeah, I think the one that really comes to mind is the Demetori one, Shinen, the album was. Their Eastern Dream arranged is 13 minutes long. It rules, but it's long.
Confession, I don't think I've ever listened to Demetori, but I know they're just like one of those classic metal arrangement circles, right?
Yeah, but this album, Shinen, I guess it's their first like longer album because their first release was "Shout at the Devil," and that was like 4 songs. But this one, I wouldn't even call it metal. It's just like rock in general. Really, really creative spins on
the album overall. You mean?
Yeah, the album overall. There's not really it's not really a metal range in there, but which really stands out from the rest of their discography.
Really? That's interesting. I'll have to check that out.
Decidedly metal. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
What I was thinking was, I guess that's neither here nor there. I was just like, wow, a metal circle pushed a 13-minute song. That's crazy. Like, I can't imagine what they had to do. But if you say, I'll have to check it out. But yeah, that's getting off topic here. So I am not a fan of this one.
Really?
Yeah, I think the mixing is unbalanced. Like the drums are just super loud in the beginning, which I get. Like they're kind of soloed, but at the same time, then they made the drums like too quiet in the rest of the song. And like I get that this is a shoegaze song, but it feels unnecessarily long, and it's clear that this is shoegaze influenced. But like I don't think that excuses the plotting song structure is what I wrote here. And I know that feels kind of harsh to say that out loud, but it's 8 minutes, and I don't remember like anything. Even though I have a note here that says I like the part at 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
You don't remember what it actually was?
Yeah, just like hold up, I'm listening to it again right now.
Oh yeah, that's a good part.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
So there's a part where it fades out at 4:33, and I thought you could probably just end it there, and you wouldn't have missed out on anything in the rest of like the 3.5 minutes that it actually extends to.
Right, because that's a repeat right there, right? Once it fades back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I didn't even think of that, but I mean I'm with you there because this song's 8 minutes long, and that snare being super loud in the beginning also just really bugged me when I listened to this a few times. Yeah, I just checked again. Like it's so loud in the beginning, and then it's so quiet in the rest of the song. And that's even
Oh.
in parts where it's like not doing the whole like wall of sound thing, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, now that you've pointed out, I do see that, or I hear that now.
I mean, it's fine. I don't hate it. I'm just like, it's 8 minutes, man. It's like you can make my 8 minutes worthwhile. No. Flection, for reference, is 5 minutes, and I think that's like a completely good use of 5 minutes. Like the arrangement of Flection was really unique and interesting throughout. But Heartfelt just feels just too slow. That's what I want to get to because when you said for the previous track, "あなたの見える丘,"
The wall of sound.
it was the wall of sound thing. It's like I didn't feel that way at all during that song.
Really?
I like that one a lot, and that's probably has to do more with the tempo of the song and how it keeps changing more like quickly, like it doesn't like overstay the different parts of the song. Whereas Heartfelt just feels like it's just taking its time, getting to where it's going. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. You said that about that song, and then I'm not a huge shoegaze fan in the first place. I haven't listened to like My Bloody Valentine or
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like
me neither. I think the only shoegaze album I have in my library is Slow Dive.
oh, Slow Dive. I was gonna say Last Little While.
Oh my god, that too.
I think I tried listening to Slow Dive, but I don't remember if I liked it or not. I think I should go in and listen to that again, but I don't hate Heartfelt. It's just not my thing. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
My primary note is you could duplicate the song in its entirety, and I wouldn't realize that I'm listening to the same thing twice.
Yeah, I could see that. Now is that a good thing in your opinion?
I mean, it's a jam. It accomplishes what it sets out to do in
It
that
is a
it jams
jam.
and
If
is
you're a
long.
fan of jams, here's an 8 minute slow shoegaze jammer. But no, I mean if you like shoegaze, then definitely check that out. Because yeah, these last two songs are definitely. I was joking when I said last little while, last little while B sides, because that's probably not the case. Because I'm sure those songs are arranged with vocals with like vocal parts in mind. I'm getting off tangent now, but apparently, Last Little While released an original song 3 months ago on a
A word?
on a compilation. It is on Bandcamp, apparently.
Wait, you mean the Andy 2 records?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Fazu's
Oh,
label.
cool. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he's
Um,
been doing stuff lately. Been
oh, is
branching out
Nekorisu
from
on that
his
too? I want to listen to Nekorisu because they're friends with Kachi Kachiyama now. I think
yeah.
like they've gone out for food and drinks together, or so I have seen on Twitter,
Hmm.
and they have been next to each other at the last few events. I think
Yeah, that's correct. You want to know how I know that?
you went drinks with them.
I did.
But this is getting really off tangent. Anoare's present day. It's been out for a month. The CDs are sold out, and you can't buy it from Booth. So we really hit a home run picking this as the first record because there's no legal way to listen to it.
Mhm.
But yeah, you can. I mean,
You can listen to the crossfade.
you can listen to the crossfade. Overall, I thought this was good. I liked it. I think Flection, like I said it a billion times already, Flection is really good, in my opinion. Stream of Time, really good. Check it out if you can. Well, if you want, if you can and you want to.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's a good EP. This is the first release I've ever heard from them, and it definitely makes you want to check out their other discography.
Really, you hadn't heard of them before either?
Never.
Huh.
I learned about them when you told me about them.
When I DM'd you the list of stuff that I was buying from Ray Taisai, and you're like, I'm at Ray Taisai. I'll just buy this.
I put out a plea for help. Please tell me what to get. I don't know what I'm doing here. I didn't look at the catalog. I didn't follow anyone. announcing that they were
just-
releasing
You
something.
just went to Japan for no reason. Like, it's just,
No, I did. I had a reason.
what was the reason?
We needed a vacation. But, you know, we're here now, and we're here reviewing an album.
Yes, we are, and we'll have another one. Hopefully next week. Well, we're gonna try. I think that's all we have to say for this episode. This is I feel like this is a good first episode.
Yeah, I agree.
Hopefully, we'll see.
And hopefully, you, the listener, agree. And hopefully, we've convinced you to listen to the crossfade because you can't listen to this CD.
I guess to close it, I'll just say that once again, we were just talking about Touhou Arrangement Circle Anoare's 9th CD, present day. I have been Veto.
I'm Denshuto.
Do you want? Should we refer to you by like your?
Can I just go by DJ?
DJ's fine too. I was gonna say,
Okay, thank goodness.
By your actual name, or like we should use DJ. Okay, so I'll use DJ from now on. That's
okay. Awesome.
Overall, sorry about that. I should have asked.
No, it's okay because like our Japanese friends, they refer to me as Denshuto, and it feels kind of weird, but I roll with it. But that's my own doing.
Is the circle's name Denshuto? But then
it is.
Like the arranger, you is DJ. Is that what it should be?
Is
that what that should have been the whole time?
It's what I should have said it to be, but I goofed. It was the follies of youth and not really knowing how to establish your online identity.
But we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we have another interesting album to talk about next week.
Yeah, stay tuned.
You have any final notes?
My DMs are open. You can come try to rob me. Anyway, yeah.